So I did something stupid. I decided to try and film a video about all my unread books. I'm now surrounded by them. To give you a little bird's eye view, there's Mischief. She's none too happy about me filming this. I'm sort of commandeering her sofa. But here's some stacks, and here's more stacks and more. And the mirror is resting on some also. Yep. Look, here's some here. And more. Oh, and more. And then we come full circle. And it was when I got to this point that I kind of decided to stop. I still have another box or two of books that I could have included in this. They contain my vampire fiction, because I love me some vampire fiction. And in that box there are the Bloodlines books. There's True Blood books that I still haven't finished yet. What is her name? Laurel K. Hamilton. Anita Blake Vampire Hunters. I've got like 8 or so of those unread. Also my Morganville Vampire series and the Vampire Diaries series are in those boxes, tucked away. Oh, and the Anne Rice books that I own are in there as well. So what we have around me now are a mixture of classical fiction, chick lit, YA, basic standard literature, a lot of fantasy, and I was kind of contemplating holding up each book and being like, yes, I haven't read this one, and then having a little chart counter thing in the corner, which by the way, I haven't read this one. This is The Company She Keeps by Mary McCarthy, and she was an inspiration for oh, I can't remember her name right now. She wrote Sex and the City, Candace Bushnell. Mary McCarthy was an inspiration for Candace Bushnell. She was a very provocative writer and wrote about things that at the time were quite risque. A lot of her work is set in America, either pre-war or post-war. By war I mean the Second World War, but yeah, I've read part of her book The Group, which is in these stacks someplace, and I do intend on finishing it sometime. And in fact, that's probably a key theme here. A lot of these books I started reading and then something happened. Usually the book goes missing. That happens to me a lot. Books go missing. I will put it down, go to sleep, wake up, they're gone. Just, they're gone. And I cannot explain it. Cannot explain it. What I am gonna do is pause the video right now and count them all and give you a kind of rough estimation of how many unread books I own. I mean, I'm not entirely embarrassed by this, although it is a very terrifying thought to have to count them. I own a lot of books, a lot of which I have not read, but I do plan on reading them. And when I get into a reading groove, I stampede through books, so I'm kind of hoping one of those comes along pretty soon. I am in the middle of one at the moment. I have been reading quite a steady pace over the last fortnight, so I'm gonna count them. Wish me luck. Remember just a second ago when I said I wasn't embarrassed? I am just a little bit. In physical books that are currently surrounding me, There are 512 that either are unfinished or unread. And as I said, there is still a couple of other boxes that have books in them, and I think there's probably about another 20 unread books in there as well, so that takes the figure up to around 532. Yeah, 532. And then there is Kindle Books. That's a whole other kettle of fish. I have been rather recklessly requesting books from NetGalley. I basically didn't think I would get any, so I just request whatever tickles my fancy. I don't ever expect to receive a copy, and I tend to. And then there are Kindle free books, which are actually surprisingly good. I have quite a few hundred of those too. So I'm pretty sure on the Kindle there's probably about another 200 books unread, if not a couple hundred more than that. So let's just say I have around 750 unread books. That is a lot. I'm thinking of doing a cull. Quite possibly. And it's not like these are random books either. They're mostly part of series, like fantasy series, young adult series. Usually there's trilogies, quartets, big ass long ones like Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series. And we all know how long fantasy series can get, but that is no excuse for having so many unread books. I do really need to focus and actually read the books I own. So I'm gonna end this video now because it has served its purpose and told you how many unread books I own, and feel free to let me know in the comments below how many unread books you have, and I can gauge my shame accordingly. And I have to go and put all this back now. And I don't have bookshelves. I have a book stack, and I basically just take all the books and line them up together and stack them on top of each other until they're all away. And I think that's probably the reason that half of these books haven't been read, because usually the book that I want is somewhere at the back, at the bottom of a pile, and my boyfriend gets kind of annoyed when I start hauling books all over the place. I mean, he's annoyed about this right now. He thinks I've gone nuts. But yeah. This is gonna take a while. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. And bye bye. Yeah, I just quickly did the math, and there's something like £3,500 worth of books surrounding me right now. I could have bought a car. I wanted books. I wanted books.